Welcome to Charleston, South Carolina, and the most eclectic backyard pond I have ever vlogged. I hear it. Oh, I see it. Let's go check out another beautiful Aquascape ecosystem water feature. Darby.
Good morning.
Holy cow, look at this property. What is the story here? We're in downtown Charleston, South Carolina.
This homeowner 2.5 years ago contacted me about a fountain. He had purchased a fountain. He had called me and asked me to be able to install a fountain for him. Once I got here, I said, that's not the fountain for this space.
Right.
It was a very traditional downtown stone fountain, and I talked him into doing something like this.
So, I love it. So we're walking up, and of course we hear that. I guarantee you everybody that walks by can hear that.
The greatest thing about this fountain is during the day you hear it before you see it. At night you see it because of the magnolia. Everything's lit up, and I've got 9 lights in the top, 2 lights in the bottom, 1 in the bowl. So this thing is just dancing in the magnolias.
Is this an Airbnb? This is someone's house?
This is someone's house.
It is immaculate.
He has now become a very great friend of mine.
Yeah, of course. Pond customers.
Right. So when we were designing this, he looked at me and said, okay, let's go in the backyard. We'll talk about the backyard.
Oh, wait, there's more water features here?
Oh, you have no idea.
Okay.
You have no idea.
How long has this been in here?
2 years. It'll be 2 years this June.
You have done a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. I haven't done everything here.
Every square inch has been thought through.
Well, you know, it's all been collective. All right, I'm coming in.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What a unique, that had to be existing.
No.
You actually incorporated this?
We had gutted everything in the whole entire backyard.
This is one of the most unique features because of these spillways. So that was not there? So you repurposed that from someone else's property?
We had that made, casted. Every piece here is 100% unique.
It's all part of the design. So how did this whole thing, come about?
Like a chef starts at the center of a plate, right? Center of the plate has to be the focal point. The homeowner wanted somewhere where he could dip his body into in the hot days. So we wanted to create a little space where he could actually climb into this formal pond area.
He gets in there.
Yeah. We have stairs on the far side to be able to get in. We wanted to have cascading waterfalls. So to try to design waterfalls in downtown didn't make a lot of sense. The whole design had to come together to make it one of a kind, right? So every piece that you see here is 100% unique, custom made. I have things from businesses that don't even exist anymore that were made. I have pieces that have been flown in from Ukraine for this. We had this custom door that's behind you haven't even seen yet.
There's so much to check out. I feel like I could be here all day. What is this tree?
Pineapple guava.
A pineapple guava.
Yeah.
But look at how perfect it is. It was like bonsai'd for this property.
It really was.
That was here. Obviously, that was one of the few pieces that remained in the whole entire landscape, right down to the bare walls. I mean, we had taken everything out except for these lauropedlums over here, a couple of these pits in the back, and this pineapple guava was always going to be a focal point for this project to kind of cascade over this formal pond area.
I almost have tears in my eyes. It's so unique. I was not expecting this. That's what I love about my channel. I don't know what I'm going to see. If it's a front yard water feature, and then there's a backyard water feature. I didn't even know there was a backyard water feature. Or that Dylan was coming.
What's up, buddy?
Dylan from New York all the way down here?
How you doing, man?
Dude.
Good to see you.
And you were part of this build.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude.
Well, all of it, yeah.
Did you know he was in town? Who invited him?
So Dylan and I have worked collectively on a bunch of projects now. We've got a really unique relationship. He's a mastermind, you know.
Certified Aquascape kind of just collaborating together on a project. So you were down here. When was this actually built?
We started December 11th of 2023. We completed it March 13th of 2024. So it took us almost 4 months. Dylan and I collectively worked on this, you know, behind the scenes for 6 months prior, picking out these pieces. When I say these pieces, I mean every single piece here is 100% unique. We wanted to have a fire spill bowl, right? Not just to have any fire spill bowl. This one actually came from an old fountain from a client of ours who we're going to see in a little while. This fountain actually was deconstructed from a client of ours down the road, just sitting in the backyard at our house. And Dylan and I, we were looking at it one night and said, you know, let's turn that into a...
And the client was okay with these changes and additions. He let you give you some creative freedom.
We asked him for a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
We had his input was make sure there's fire, make sure I have somewhere to dip my body in, give us waterfalls. At the 11th hour, he called me from his home. He had another home home in Connecticut at the time, and he said, hey, I'm going to send you a picture of my statues, and I want you to incorporate them into the project.
Is that the naked woman back there?
So I said, no, we're not incorporating. We don't have space for statues. I called him and said, hey, what do you think of these statues and where should we put them? He said, tell them to leave them where they are in Connecticut because we're not doing it. I said, well, we don't have a choice.
Uh-huh.
So we had to create a space for...
Which is over here. I love the koi. Are they concrete koi?
They're actually ceramic. That's the homeowner's touch.
Yeah,
he
but
wanted
look
to
at
add
how
those.
neat this is. That. So this is one of the statues.
That's one of the statues.
Out of the wall.
So in downtown Charleston, this is historic downtown. We're not allowed to build on the existing walls. All of the walls that you see here are freestanding pocket walls that we had to create. I'll show you.
And you made it look old.
We made it look old. I actually took Dylan and Cesar, or Mason, for a walk, and I said, this is what I want. This is what I see. I want to see water running over brick. There's no other place except for downtown Charleston that you can do this and create this.
Oh.
So I took them for a little field trip, and we traveled through downtown. I said, I want to see this. I want to see old brick, new brick. I want to see moss. I want to see ferns growing out of it. I want to see stucco. And we had taken a walk, and we came back.
I mean, just look at this. Putting a brick in there like a waterfall, but yet it fits the property. The softening of the edges. So you've got a formal poured concrete side on this side, and then look at all of the intricacy with the flowers and the creeping jennies and the forget-me-nots. This exquisite, the canna growing right in here. Now, obviously, there's a liner underneath all of this, but you just can't see any. That was a rock. It looks like it's concrete, though. Yeah, it's all rock.
Where they're standing is about a 1,000-gallon basin underneath.
I love that spillway with how the patio comes into it. It just flows in.
That was Dylan's idea. When he said that that's what we were going to do, I thought he was nuts.
So awesome.
Originally, we were only going to use 3 pieces of this fountain wall, but you have to buy 4 of them from the company we had attached to.
Ah, so that's the backside.
That's the backside, as if it maybe did that over time, right?
Wow. And you got the lilies up here, the water lilies.
Of course I've got lilies up here.
Yeah. And they're in the fabric pots. So this is gorgeous.
Scuppers right here, Greg. We had found these scuppers online, and when I went to order them, the company was out of business. They were the only scuppers of copper. I wanted to have them patinaed, and I had called the company, and she said, well, we have a guy who used to make them for us, and I can put you in contact with him, and maybe he will make them for you.
He did.
Phoenix, Arizona. Those 2 scuppers came from custom made. The window grates that you see that are holding back, we found a forged steel guy in Kiev, Ukraine. During the height of the war, I had contacted the man to see if he'd be interested in making these window grates, and within 2 weeks he had them shipped here, which are matching on both sides, you'll see.
Yeah.
So all of this brickwork is all done within the last year and 3 months.
And I see you used inline pumps, so all the plumbing is behind the garage here, huh? It's all hidden behind the back area there. Incredible. I just want to go enjoy it. I'm going to go sit and enjoy this. Standing right there, I couldn't see. Look at the second statue that they've incorporated in here. Unbelievable. I never even saw it from when we were standing there.
That was the whole point. We wanted the element of surprise.
You got the element of surprise.
We have little vignettes kind of tucked everywhere. It's something to enjoy in every place. Going back to that fire fountain that you see over here, it's such an amazing story. I had a client that contacted me to fix their old fountain, and I said, look, I've got a better idea. So we had taken that fountain down, and it kind of just laid in our boneyard at the house.
Right.
We decided one day we were going to turn it into that. We had taken the other pieces and turned them into our little vase garden over off to the corner over there.
So ornate.
The client that we had taken those from is an artist. She's a local painter. She had painted some of our work for us in the past. So I had a surprise for her and her husband. I said, look, you're in a VIP tour. I'm going to invite you because they knew we were here for a long time. I said, I want you to bring your camera. I want you to photograph something. I don't care what it is, and I want you to paint it for us. So I was waiting for her to see if she was going to see this fountain deconstructed and reformulated into something else and see what if she was ever going to pick up on it.
Yes.
She's coming through and she's enamored by this. Yes. Right? Taking photos here. And she gets about halfway down the path. I'm watching. Her eye catches the fire fountain. She stops. She looks. She said, Darby, is this my old fountain? I said, yes, Miss Teresa, it is your old fountain. She said, well, if I knew you could do this, I would have wanted it back. I said, well, you can't have it back anymore.
Total artwork. I love my job. Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Hi.
Dyke?
Yeah, and this is so funny because, you know, I've done business with you in Maine.
In Maine?
And, yeah, exactly. 'Cause I
Okay.
had ponds and, you know, water lilies and things like that.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that there was a connection. And I saw the
Awesome.
pond guy and I said, I got this thing with the pond guy. I know this guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's so funny.
Well,
So,
it's the most eclectic yard I visited.
Oh, thanks.
What a dream that you were living here.
Yeah, I
Are
love
you
it.
happy with this young man?
No, he's a jerk.
I like you even more.
No, we've become just the best of friends. All of us here.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful project.
Yeah.
Wonderful to do. Yeah.
Where was the vision? How did you come up with?
Well, it started with the fountain in front, you know,
Yes.
because I wanted something that made some white noise because my bedroom's on the front. And I've lived on water most of my life.
Yep.
So I like the sound of the lapping. And I said, okay, if I'm going to have a water feature, make it loud.
Yeah.
Not one of these aphid pissing fountains. You know? So we did that, and then I said I was so impressed and delighted with that, and I didn't really like with the backyard. It's a lot of wasted space and a dumb fountain, and I said, okay, Darby, let's just do something really great. Let's blitz the whole thing. We did, and then at about the halfway point after they'd gotten everything done, I said, oh, I'm sending my statues down.
That's what they said.
They had to incorporate them. But
It
the whole
feels
thing-
so much bigger now because there's so many more elements than when it was just a bluestone patio.
Absolutely. There's so many vignettes. You know, you can sit here and you can look at an area and just, you know, really get off. So,
Well,
I
thank you
love
for
it.
the invitation to come.
You're welcome.
It's a complete honor to be able to showcase these young men's work.
Exactly.
And you have the most eclectic backyard that I've ever vlogged, and I've done 1,400 vlogs.
Wow,
So
wow.
the most eclectic out of 1,400. That's saying
That's nice.
something.
Well, there's only one Charlestonian who says that, well, this isn't the Charleston garden, and turned on her heel and walked away. And I said, well, it's good you don't have to live here.
That's
So-
right. That's fantastic. Good stuff, my
Yeah,
man.
good.
Appreciate it.